Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another album review, and this time it is The Tangent to Follow Polaris. This has got to be one of the best prog albums so far in 2024. It's going to go beyond that as well. Andy Tillison I've recently interviewed, and I've been a fan of The Tangent for years. I've got most of their albums, and they span back literally a couple of decades. But this one is really different. And the reason why it's really different is because Andy has done everything. Completely everything. 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 The artwork, the videos, he's played every instrument. Now, you might say, well, Mike Oldfield did that, so it's not, some of this music is so intense and complex and really rich, traditional, modern, progressive rock that, as a musician myself, it's the kind of music where I can imagine people getting in a room and kind of like bouncing ideas off each other, and things come together, and that little bit's put over there and that bit's over there, as each person starts to pull things together. So to try and get my head around the fact that this was all created in one brain it took some doing. And watch the interview, because it makes a lot of sense, not more sense, but you really start to realize just how Andy sees the world. Now, usually prog is, no, not usually, but there's a lot of prog that's about interstellar exploration and time travel and stuff. Okay, I'm generalizing. Andy describes himself as a protest singer. They have a manifesto on the Tangent website about how they feel about the world, and in fact, in the gatefold sleeve, it's all of it, so available on CD and a media book, is the story of how Andy feels the world is at this point in time, and what's kind of inspired the album. Why has he done this on his own? Because a lot of the members of Tangent were off doing other things, and he got all these ideas, and down they came. But it is fantastic. The CD and the vinyl have an extra track, which I'm going to come to. If you just stream this, you're going to miss out on one of the best moments of the album. I'm just saying. The North Sky, 11 minutes. This starts with driving prog. Great synth, Hammond organ, tons of melody. Key changes are everywhere. Solos, it's uplifting. It drops back, it speeds up, it pulls back again, it gets softer, it kind of goes into a groove. It's just got everything. There's a lot of jazz rock in this. There's a lot of jazz I've always felt that jazz rock and prog went out to the same pub together as genres. It's just got everything in there. Lots of wonderful, exciting sections. It's amazing now, because I've listened to this band for years, and I didn't think, the guy's having a go at doing everything himself. This doesn't always work, I can think of quite a few solo albums where people have thought, no, I'm going to, we've got people that play the drums and they don't play the drums, and thinking that'll do. Well, they probably don't think that'll do, but you think, this is not like that. It just made you realise just what an all-round musical entrepreneur Andy Tillison is. It really is. The next one, I like In the Darkness. Clever. There's lots of observational stuff here about the world, social media, the media itself, the news. How many times do I talk about the fact that, music is the light in the darkness at the moment? And this is, I think a lot of creative people are seeing that this music, or whether it's any form of art, is the light in the darkness at the moment. And this album has this in spades, really. It's quite laid back, vocal start, but about 4 minutes in, it turns into a late night rainy jazz club. This seems to be a trend in some albums I've been listening to recently, but anyway, I love that. It's kind of jazz noir, but really about social media and the dark world outside, and people chasing likes and trying to be themselves, I guess. And then it gets into a really, really kind of angry section. It just thrashes around like a bucket of fish that have been caught in a net and they're trying to get out. I don't know whether I'll keep that in, but it made sense at the time. It's got loads of keyboard rhythms, and then we go back to the main theme. This is kind of music you need to hear, and to try and review tracks like this, the way my ears have picked it up and my memory banks are filing away different sections, and I've listened to this album about a dozen times, and for music like this, that's nowhere near enough. But what I know is I should keep going back to it. The next one is The Fine Line. That's about 8 minutes long. A lovely acoustic start. It's kind of about about life again, proggy, jazzy feel, very observational, etc. Fantastic track. And then we come to the centerpiece, the main dish, the main part, the main feature, which is the acronym, 21 minutes long, a side of vinyl. This starts with a view of the world, kind of spoken, and then it turns into an intense prog masterpiece. This track has everything. It is intense, progressive metal. It is laid back. It is progressive jazz, progressive funk even. It has intense riffage, keyboards, gentle vocal section, really observational and cutting lyrics. It has fab organ keyboards as well. There's a great line in it. Even if I can't see it on my lyric sheet down here, I'll be able to remember it. It's something like some twat decided to start a war. It just kind of the lyrics are, and the words are kind of real. It's like talking to someone down. It is like talking to someone down the pub and saying, "Have you seen what's in the news at the moment?" And that's how Andy his thoughts are like that. But he's able to express how he sees the world into some of the best music you'll hear. If you're into progressive rock, if you're into rock music, if you're into jazz rock, then this album ticks every single box. And if you're thinking, well, do I need to start with another Tangent album because this is the one that apparently the guy that's in Tangent does everything, you can start here. I'm going to say this, I think it's, and this is no disrespect to all the other musicians who play in Tangent because they're all busy. This to me is my favourite Tangent album. At this point in time, this is my favourite Tangent album. With all the other Tangent albums I bought, I didn't play them a dozen times, literally over a couple of days. I kind of played them over a period of time, but this one, not because I'm doing the review, I've just let it go on and on and on. There's a bit of Roger Waters' influence in the vocal delivery in places, but I just feel that Andy is a musical genius. I really do. It's kind of what I've put here, 30 minutes, it just really rocks. There's just so much energy and so much humanity in this track. It is so exciting. And then after that, where do we head? We head to, I think there's a track called The Single. I missed that one out, sorry, which is quite a short one, which is about literally trying to write singles or what the music business is like now. But what I wanted to end this review on is a track that's called a bonus track. It's one hell of a bonus track. It's 17 minutes long. It takes up the whole of side 4. It's on the CD, but it is not available to stream. And it's called, are you ready? It's called Tea at Betty's Simulation. I believe, from talking to Andy, it was influenced by Betty's Tea Room up north. I like Betty's Tea Room. I've had hampers for Christmas. They make great buns. This track is purely instrumental, and it starts as pure jazz. acoustic, jazz piano and upright bass. That's what it sounds like. With kind of laid back, smoky kind of, trumpet horn section. Miles Davis is in there somewhere, and there's smoke rising everywhere, and it's probably about 1:45, and people are probably ordering their last whiskies, etc., and thinking how they're going to get home. And outside there's a kind of mist and everything. It's great stuff, kind of brushes on the drums, real kind of, feel to it. And then at 6 minutes, something happens. It turns into an absolute jazz rock, progressive rock monster. What a riff. It's just so fantastic. It is structured. It is so well structured. I don't know if I was putting it in my notes. I didn't. It's just brilliant. And to me, that and Anachronism are the two favourite tracks on the album for me, and one of them is supposed to be a bonus. Those, and then the next one, of course, is The North Sky. But the whole album hangs together and is sequenced so well. And I love the credits. He doesn't just say, Andy plays everything. Andy plays guitars, real in brackets, Flying V, Squier, Stratocaster, Yamaha Pacifica, Yamaha Tangled Acoustics, virtual guitars as well, because there are some really fast bits, and I think a lot of those are done on keyboard. Bass guitar. It is the first time Andy's played bass, so that was the first time Andy appeared as a bass player on a Tangent album. Drums, played on electronic kit, and also some drum sounds generated by Slate Digital SSD, but also an acoustic set as well. And of course there's some wind controller and swan voices, and then keyboards. There's a whole raft. I'm not going to read all those out, but anything that has a keyboard on it, Andy played it on this album. And he did everything. The music, lyrics are totally Andy Tillison. Everything. It's just brilliant. I highly recommend this, and lots of members of the Now Spinning Magazine Facebook group have already got copies on vinyl and CD, and they're absolutely loving it. And I have to say thank you to Chris Harris, who's a member of the Now Spinning Magazine Facebook group, who actually got me into the Tangent probably about 3 or 4 years ago now, when he said, you should check out this band. I hadn't heard of them. But this is great. It's out on Sony Music, Inside Out Records. Great label for prog music, and I really hope this does well. I think Andy thinks that there's probably only me and me watching this, but you'll see that lots of people love the Tangent. Highly recommended. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support, for subscribing, for liking, for sharing. Please check out the website at nowspinning.co.uk. Become a patron, a subscriber. Check the little box down below so you don't miss anything. And check us out on Twitter. It's not called that anymore, is it? X, Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn, TikTok. And remember the podcast as well. Wherever you are on social media, so's Now Spinning Magazine. Take care. Remember, music is the healing, the doctor, and I shall see you all very, very soon.